Okay, we're on map 12 and furiously strapping my helmet on again while running around because it's taken away all my inventory from that blow up at the end of the last map and... oh, did I do that? Or was that on a timer? I can't remember if that exists. I was doing quite well there. Alright, does not give you breathing room, does it? Right out of a room full of imps and into a tomato field. I never called the Cacodemas tomatoes before, I think, this video. But I saw it on the forums, and it's quite a sweet name for them. If you're interested, by the way, I just learned that the GZ Doom community is doing... oh, thank you very much. Is doing a community project in honour of John Romero and his mapping style, because John Romero was such a big contributor to H. Bomber Guy's recent stream for trans people and therapy for youth trans people. So I'm really proud of the Doom community, honestly, because it's the complete opposite of what you'd expect from the community of this famously violent demonic game. But they are great people. It's for a great cause. So I'm going to try to contribute something myself. It's run during March, and we'll see what comes of it. So that's forum.zdoom.com.org. You know, I can't remember, but I'm sure you'll find it. Great. Well, I won't be getting paid for that advert. Alright. I haven't really been paying attention to the map, I'm very sorry. But this is a nice change of styles from what I thought was going to be a tech base. It transitioned into the cave style very well. I just realised I used the word transitioned after the trans thing, and I was about to make a joke about it, but then I realised it was totally inappropriate, and I'm sorry. Okay, oh, I'm being very lucky with the paint chance on the Archvile. Oh, I was very lucky in scarping behind that pillar at the last possible moment, and that's the Archvile done with. Okay, that was very fortunate. Oh, all right. Oh, we're exactly halfway through the map according to the monster count. That's great. Yeah, it turns out I didn't. Oh. Okay, so that lets me escape. Alright. However, this leads me to a double-barreled shotgun. Okay. So, because I learned much later in life that the point of a double-barreled shotgun is so you can fire faster, because you release one barrel at once, so you don't have to reload in between. In Doom, it's completely the opposite. The double-barreled shotgun is much slower, but it also has a ton more power behind it. It's about as powerful as a rocket, which is pretty powerful. And doesn't have the very real risk of blowing yourself up in the face. Okay, what's that gonna do for me? Nothing. No, Here we go, here we go. Oh! I'm sorry, I had misremembered there being a floor there. Ah, that was a bad catch of that Hell Knight's fireball. Okay, let's do this again. And I think there's enough room to have a fight here. Oh, maybe not. You can use scenery like those torches to block projectiles while still allowing hit scans to hit. But I'm not skillful enough to really use it truly to my advantage here. Or the corners have been strategically placed to stop you doing it because they're soft corners. So instead I'll just run round in a circle, as per usual. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What happened there? I must have caught myself in a lost soul that was directly to my right. Alright, yeah, minigun's much better for Lost Souls than the shotgun is. Right. Now, was this floor? I swear that floor was there before. Okay, so how do I get to that armor? There's great music on this level, by the way. Is it, it sounds like Halloween or Yngwie Malmsteen or something like that? Don't know. Alright, so I can't get that blue armor. I don't know how to get that, but I can get the lesser armor at least. Some nice use of textures that weren't in normal Doom as well. Oh, here's an encounter. I'll just dive down into here away from the Revenants, if you don't mind. Slight pause there where I decided whether I wanted to waste my ammunition or not. For one, I'll make an exception and just punch it to death. Ah. Revenants I find much easier to deal with when you're significantly above or below them, because their rockets will have a greater tendency to go straight into the ground and not follow you endlessly, defying gravity. Like a Looney Tunes homing missile. Right, okay, let's take that teleporter back up. I think I need to do a bit more here. Alright, so each of these switches raises those pillars just slightly. Until you have enough to just go over. There we go. And the Revenants can stay as they were. Alright, what's our next map? It's the Poison Ring. So, from now on, by the way, the maps, the authors trade off maps more rather than having a big block each. So it'll be interesting seeing if I know which one's which. Map 12, I think, was I've forgotten his name. Chamelenoel Edmonds, Chamelenoel, and it was actually a lot less square than his other maps, which was a nice change. I like that. Should also mention that, you know, aesthetic style aside... Well, no, not aesthetic style aside, because I made a comment on them being slightly square, but otherwise, you know, the texturing and everything, that was absolutely fine. But the traps are creative, and they certainly kept me on my toes and screaming at various volumes throughout. Alright. Just scavenging the remains of that combat. And is that a switch? No. Is that a switch? No, I already tried it. What do I do now? Is it one of these teleporters? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's always the last one, isn't it? That didn't help either, so you'll get to watch me bumble about in real time and try to find a way out of this place. Oh, hang on. No. Well, what then? So, it appears that there is map beyond there, but I don't have a way of getting to it. I've somehow seen it. Did I somehow cause a trigger not to fire? No switches? Very strange. Alright, hold on. You'll get a still image of where I was stuck while I check this in GZ Doom Builder Bug Fix, which we should really get a better, more punchy name for. Let's see. Open the Media Player Classic. Where's my Open With menu Windows 10? It's not there. There it is. Okay. GZ Doom Builder. And we are on map, so map 11 was the hard one, so map 12 have gone through map 13, this must be. No need for resources, that's fine. I'll work it out. Close, clear, close. Has the resource, has me skipping the resources, confused GZ Doom Builder bug fix so much that it's not going to load this at all. This is going to make a great video. Alright, I suppose we're closing the program and I'll do it properly, alright. I am opened with GZ Doom Builder bug fix. We're going to map 13, like I said. We are adding a resource this time. We're going to make that doom2.wad. Okay, let's open map 13. Here we go, thank you. Okay, let's see. So there's a trigger for the doors that opened, releasing the enemies onto the teleporters. Probably one for the Cacodemon as well. What points to that sector? There's allegedly a switch in the north section that I didn't notice. Is that right? Wait a minute. Okay, so how do I get down the north section then? There's a... You see, I don't really understand the scripting in this map because it's all done with player clones or voodoo dolls. This is something you had to do before we really had scripting in GZ Doom. In Boom, you couldn't have multiple actions for a line def. So I think I might have missed a trigger that should have happened when... you know what? I don't know anymore. Okay, so that line goes down, but that sector that's blocking the voodoo doll should have been triggered by me going over the far line on the south. Again, this is why I say these videos might not provide much entertainment for people beyond the author. I'm back in Doom now. But what it's saying is... Oh god, there's a switch! Oh! It's a switch! I thought I was there, and that wall had failed to come down, but it wasn't. It's a switch. Don't worry, I'll cut all that out. No, I'll leave it in as a monument to my stupidity. If I can redeem myself slightly, maybe it's my colour blindness, I don't know, but I would have liked that switch to be a little more obvious, maybe highlighted among the dullness of the rest of the level, because there's a border between the land and the sky there that's already a contrast, and the switch isn't very obvious next to that barrier. But all right, let's just move on from that. So I think this is definitely I should possibly have had these names up so that I could refer to them during the map, but this is definitely an Anon map rather than a Chamelenoel, because it's much darker. It's I think these maps are more like they're bigger environments rather than singled around one central idea. That might be a way to describe their difference, but I don't know. We'll see if I can identify any more differences in the styles as I go on. But yeah, the gloominess is definitely a big factor. Alright, that was me pressing myself up against that pain elemental to prevent it firing. Okay, you'll have heard the stompy noises of an arachnotron. There it is. I think it's just out of the... It's just out of the range where the super shotgun is entirely effective. Alright. If you do hear a thumping noise from behind me occasionally, by the way, it's the pump that is pumping water out of my basement. It's not a major calamity or anything, it just seems to be how this house works, that there's a... there used to be some sort of pipe that led directly to the sewer, because this house was built quite a while ago, and that was okay then. But we had to block it off when we moved in to get it up to inspection. And then water just started coming into the basement instead. Fortunately, the archvile was there and he burned it all out. Let's try that again. Okay. Alright. So we're heading up again. I like the way that you give the player the opportunity there to be very quick, bang, 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 and back without much of a dent in their health. Oh, look at that. Concentric sectors, that was another thing that I noticed a lot of. Oh, he's blocked me in. They're still coming. Let me just get rid of the hit scanners. Normal shotgun would probably be better here. But I'm kind of committed now, and I don't want to waste the cycles it would take to... There we go. Ah! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, what are you going to do now? Ah! Okay. You see, they're too efficient, those rockets. I got a message during that fight which distracted me. Alright, yeah, let's finish off this map. What did I get? I got a red key. As I've mentioned, I'm colourblind, and the red and yellow keys are sometimes quite difficult to tell apart. I might do something to fix that in the near future. Just load a default mod or something. So the archvile came out of that panel. He didn't do it this time for whatever reason. I might not have gone far enough down the corridor. I like that effect. The fires in this sort of brazier or hot plate that's in the wall, composed of torches. Oh, jumping's been disabled in this one. Unless I've just mapped it to a different key on this computer, I don't know. I was going to just jump to show you the torch that you can't normally see at normal player height. There we go. Alright. Yeah, like I was saying ages ago, shotgun, super shotgun, much more powerful but bigger spread, and uses double the shells, obviously. Normal shotgun, slightly better but not great for further away. Shotgun's a more medium range thing. Alright. So I'm still hovering quite close to dead, but it's not as dire as it's been in the past. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I saw the different texture there. Okay. That's interesting up there, because you wouldn't normally ever see that. No, you would, because there's a window there that is meant to be seen from somewhere else. Okay. Okay, I see you. And there's someone around there. Oh, I expected this floor to be harmful, which is why I dashed onto it, but it seems okay. Alright. So, there's going to be an archvile that pops out of there, which I may just have avoided, because I didn't go for this switch, but I'm curious as to what this switch does, so I may voluntarily trigger the trap. Okay, that was great. That worked very... Is that it? Is that really it? Does this switch just say, please let loose an archvile on me? I think it might have done. Okay. We'll move on. Whoa, whoa, won't move on into his line of fire. Get lost. Okay, I hear some demons down there. Demons or spectres. Just depends on how you paint them. Oh, let's try that again. Am I mug enough to do that again? No. He can stay sleeping in his cupboard. It's always been weird to me that the Spectre's considered a different monster. Because they're just demons with the brightness turned down. Yeah, I hadn't noticed when I played original Doom that only the demon had this invisible variant. That's one of the things that I like about Brutal Doom, actually, is that it makes those monsters more distinct. The demon, it's a bit faster, but it's generally the same. But the Spectre's turned into this thing where you can only see its eyes until it runs right up to you and bites you, and that's a really nice technique. A nice variant of the monster. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, that went as well as before, which is great. So I went through that teleporter, but there must presumably be a way to legitimately get out. Okay, oh. What lowered those bars? Because... oh, never mind. Because it wasn't that, because I went through here a second last time. But maybe it's some player clone scripting that I don't know about that did that. Okay, and we've got the yellow key. Couple of revenants came out for a party, but it's nothing we can't handle. There we go. That was quite satisfying. Now, where'd you come from? Oh, so this must be for multiplayer, where one player's locked in and the others can join him. What about this one? Oh yeah, okay, another lock-in area. Sounds like the Crystal Maze. Oh, I thought that was the exit. But I suppose it can't be, because you can't have, in vanilla-ish Doom, you can't have a door that's locked by a key that triggers the exit. A switch that's locked by... you know what I mean. It's odd, by the way, that, you know, John Romero being... John Carmack, rather, being the genius that he obviously is, being able to write a renderer like this that worked on the 386, he never thought of parameterizing the switches. So if you look in the original Doom source code, all the switches are very specific, like this switch needs a red key and it will move the target line 16 units down. And this switch requires, it can only be switched once and it moves the pointed ceiling 56 units up. And they're all very specific. And whenever the map designers wanted a new one, they just asked him to program another very specific one. Nowadays, we have more parameterized ones where we can say, okay, this switch will do a move floor action, and the floor is going to move to this height. So yellow switch. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I meant to just dive off. Okay. I'd rather not have to do that. I wouldn't have realised I had to do that to exit for ages, unless there was something desirable over there. That might have been better. But that's Poison Ring finished, and we can move on to the next one, the House of the Lava Town. Whoops, okay. Warm welcome here. It's like Resident Evil with the big central staircase in the house. Okay. Nothing behind me, yet again.